Well, we are back. How's it going, Nick?
Oh, dude, I'm so oh, you have no idea. I might throw up for this one.
Uh,
This game, oh my gosh. The whole time I was just like, I don't know if I can do this, man.
oh
It was
man,
so wild.
look.
But in preparation for this, you can't see it. Not sponsored, but hey, Element, if you want to sponsor us, I'm totally fine with that. Everybody should tag Element, the skateboarding company, because so right now I bought a hoodie like I'm not even kidding, like 10 years ago, from Zoomies, and it was an Element hoodie, and it's blue and white tie dye, like almost exactly the color scheme on Gulrang.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I
It
Element.
looks so
So
good.
Element was your skateboarding brand. For me,
It
since my
was one
last
of
name is
them.
Cruz, Santa Cruz is what I like.
Yeah, Santa
Um,
Cruz is good too.
yeah, but I
No,
now
for
now
me
I'm a
though,
bit
it
too
was
old to wear the wild colors that of the old days, huh?
yeah, no. So for me though, my main brand was Dark Star,
Ooh, I've
but
never heard of Darkstar.
unfortunately, Darkstar was my favorite brand, but unfortunately, they became a Walmart brand because they just started going out of business. So
Oh,
for a while there, like the Walmart brand store, like boards were from Darkstar.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
no, I
one of the best brands, like at their peak.
What's there's another brand that I
So,
like. Is it the one that had is it human or girl? Girl, I think is
oh,
the I forget.
girl,
Girl.
yeah,
Those were the
girl
good
boards
ones.
were
Yeah,
awesome.
those were beautiful. I've got like seven
Yeah,
of them in my garage. We haven't even started talking about this,
do you
but
actually?
yeah, I do. I bought a collection
Oh,
of all the different like the graffiti style ones. I was
yeah.
gonna put them up on a wall, but then I got
If you
married and
don't
I'm
want them,
like
I
I
will
can't.
buy them off of you.
They're
Like
expensive, man, because
straight
they've
up, I
got
will.
yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you the next time you come over.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's
so
awesome. Anyway,
I'm
getting
I'm
back to
I'm
this.
I'm glad we've got a bit of a distraction because I am in panic mode. I was expecting to be like 75% win rate. I'm not going to be a jerk and say I was going to win them all, but
You're at
this
50%
I'm
right
at
now, man.
50%. And if I fall below 50%, it's really going to do damage to my ego. Um, so this was an interesting battle because we have played Gulrang. I have been playing Gulrang a lot, but
Yeah.
in a, like a different style. Like my uniques. I try to
Yeah.
play very
Absolutely.
different. And I had no idea what you would build because yours is more of the traditional but ramp. Like, but anyway, uh,
Okay. Let me be clear
in
here.
your non-unique.
I Right. So let me be 100% clear here. So as everybody knows, um Goldring is like my hero. That is probably the one hero that I have the most iterations of. I've played the most Goldring. I took it to Worlds, or like the World Qualifier. I didn't go to Worlds, trust me. Um, but it's one of the heroes that I just and you've heard me be on the Goldring train because I really wanted to make Goldring good and to believe that Goldring was going to be good. So it is genuinely one of the heroes that I have the most hours in, like in terms of
Hmm.
online play, in terms of physical play. Like it's probably the deck I played most at our locals, and so for this one specifically, I went a very different route from what I normally did.
Yeah,
So and
what you played was not expected, but we're going to go through that because I think it's actually quite cool. Once again, I love that we have different ways of deck building, different ways of playing, and as we go through this, hopefully you get some ideas. If you're looking to try to play Gulrang, maybe some of these things will help you. Of course, we're using the no unique deck. It is 2 for 2,
hmm
so this is going to be the one that gives us a little bit of a chance. Can someone separate themselves as we go through? But as you said, Nick, do you want to take us through the deck you built and why you built it the way you did? Um, and then I'll tell you about my surprise now that I'm seeing your deck.
yeah. So let me preface this first. I had a little bit of an unfair advantage with this because the week before we did this, played a Goldring mirror match. So I was kind of already like
In Nook or in
expecting
Standard?
no in standard.
Okay.
So I was kind of already like apprised of what to expect for a Goldring mirror match. So the interesting part here is that you'll notice that I have no gift of self and no conjuring seal
Yeah, for me, it's like why
because
ramp it like I mean getting not ramp, getting cards is the way that Gulrang wins, but maybe not so much in a mirror match, right?
you're right. So here was the plan, right? And it's not necessarily a good plan, but it was the plan was hopefully So you'll notice here that I have the two geysers that I normally don't play. So
Hmm.
I have two geysers, two Zartans, and three Abbeys.
Zaratans is like what the I get the Abbeys because that's the way that I play
Right.
Gulrang.
So here was the point, right? Is that and you'll eventually see this. Like I think I actually managed to pull it off. But the idea was to just get as many tokens on board as possible initially, right? So you're doing that through field reinforcements, conscription, open the gates, messic tets, mobile armories, all of that kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
And then the idea was to play Abby or to play Zaratan um, on my side because here's the thing, Gulrang is all about tokens. I wasn't necessarily worried about the amount of tokens that you were going to be having. So to play out Zaratan, to get boosts off of all of the characters that you had on your field, to and depending on the situation, to give you the woolly back, or to give me the woolly back to give me an extra boost. But
Hmm.
since it's Gulrang, more often than I would just give it to myself. And then the final straw would be to play Abby out and then augment everybody on the field. And the main reason why I went with geysers was just in case if I was really in a pickle, I could bring back Zartan or bring back Abby if I was scared of something,
Yeah.
and have it back in hand and ramp on top of that.
Yeah, I love that idea. I actually really like the ability of using Geyser on your own cards. I normally,
Yeah,
the way that I play it, I use the Geyser on Mobile Armory, play it out because it just costs one, and then bring it back to hand. A lot of the times I do it when it's coming as fleeting. So I played it from reserve, it gets its benefit, then bring it back to hand, and it's like an extra card draw while also getting myself the ramp. Especially in this mirror match where we're looking to both just slow play. It is a very slow game in terms of how we're doing it. But anything else about yours? So for me, the Zaratans, absolutely. I'm like,
yeah.
what the
Um,
heck? I would never
I
have
will
expected. But
say,
it makes sense the way you explained it.
yeah, and here's what I'll say. I was genuinely thinking about running less spells,
Hmm.
but these spells kind of just made a lot of sense to me, right? Like I could sleep the Zartan if I really wanted to, if I was in a really bad position. With the Order Signets, the rallying cries, in case you had like hypothermias or
Mm.
anything like that. That was the idea there. Everybody's gonna play License Withdrawal. I know that Open the Gates isn't the most popular card
But it is you. It
around.
is definitely you, though,
It's
right?
very me. I
Yeah.
I love Open the Gates. I
The,
think it's such an undervalued card,
yeah. The
especially in Gulrang.
Yeah, the one that you and I think I put it in my deck as well. Conscription doesn't make sense too much in the mirror match because in most cases you're not going to have two cards in your reserve. Like your opponent, you might, but most cases
Normally,
you won't because a lot of the cards is token generation and spells. But you
right.
you did have a few more characters, so maybe that's why. But on my end,
Well, here's the fun part. You'll notice this that the only fleeting spells that I have, and it doesn't show it on here. I have my deck list up in altered. The only fleeting spells that I have are conscription and license withdrawal.
hmm.
Everything else is either cooldown or goes to reserve.
Okay, so you more than likely, but you're only getting two.
Yeah,
Like this is the part, but 2 for 4 isn't bad at all in terms of stats.
yeah.
On my end, let's have a look. I did also do something a little bit strange. I was thinking if I go ahead in a certain area, I'm going to put in some Fiores, and basically as a way
Hmm.
of saying, are you going to just let me win on one side while you're winning on the other, or if I had two or three, um, what do I call them, tokens out, play this out. It gets the bonus, it gets the boost, and it's there for a couple of turns. And we're
Hmm.
going to see if I get a chance to use it. I also use Chrysalis as a way of being able to basically block. I wanted to really use this on turn 7 or when I had 7 mana, block that turn and they're already there for the next day. And rather
Yeah.
than just using Messic Tets, I also added Brass Bug Hubs. That is the way that I play my deck traditionally, the Brass Bug Hub with the Abbeys. So that way they can continue to give me benefits well beyond it.
Hmm.
So it's one resource for 3 3 3. So pretty good. And because of that, I added a couple of charges to see if I could play
Hmm.
those out. Now, this is a different build than I would ever traditionally play. I do love Axiom Signet. It is a card that I
That
that I use a
surprised me.
lot, and it's because it allows me to basically re-trigger the Brass Bug hubs if I don't have the Abbeys. So it's just more chance
Mm,
of getting those
okay,
back up
that's a
again.
good point.
That's really the benefit of it, and Gifts of Self just to be able to draw. And once again, my two weird cards, but can be useful because I knew we were going to go to late game, or I thought we were going to go late game, is Valamon. Valamon, because
Yeah.
it is gigantic, we would get to 10, and Fiore just for fun.
Yeah,
Or,
those two are the weird ones for me.
yeah, Ortus really, Fiore is weird. The other one, Ortus Liaison, I thought would be pretty useful for me if I had lots of tokens. Pay 4 but everyone gets a boost, so I'm getting an element of charge as well. But that's basically the
Yeah,
reasoning
that's not
behind it.
bad.
I,
Especially in Gulrang, that's not
yeah, I
bad.
thought you would be using that if you're doing a ton of token generation, but just something I thought I'd try. Chrysalis,
Yeah.
looking back, I don't know if I want to play that again because it was a rare slot. But let's go play through the game.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would have done in this scenario, I would have probably traded out the Gifts of Self and the Chrysalis for like uh Conjuring Seal and like maybe something else. Maybe
Yeah,
the Sinisas.
Conjuring Seal's good, but Gift of Self, like in most cases, if you and I, the
It's
reason why I
cheaper
use Gift of
too.
Self, I use that because if you and I are both like got Defender out,
Oh, that's
then
true. You can do it for
you might
4.
as well get rid of one of your cards. Anyway, that was the thought
Yeah, that's
pattern.
a good idea. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that because you
Now,
can use it twice,
yeah, and you
like in the
uh,
same turn. Yeah.
no, not really. Gift of Self can't. That has got fleeting.
Oh,
Um,
it does have fleeting.
it
Oh,
does
then
have
never
fleeting.
mind.
Yeah, but the other one that you're talking about, if it was Conjuring Seal, you could because that does not have fleeting.
Right, but that one
Um,
costs 8 for 2. So
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'm thinking about using it in with Izmir because you can have stuff lose fleeting with Izmir spells. Maybe that's what
Potentially.
I was thinking of.
All right, let's have a
That'd
look.
be
So
interesting.
my opening hand, so you can see how I have field reinforcements, which I think is great to be able to draw.
Oh
I had
god.
license.
Oh,
I had
great.
almost like a golden hand to be
This
able to
was
start with.
perfect. You could pick anything you want here.
And except probably the Ortus Liaison is what I had. I'm just going to click on the little play button so you can see. I
Yeah,
ended
yeah,
up
yeah.
choosing. I'm like, I got to keep a Messectet because that could be pretty useful. License withdrawal to get rid of your Messectet when you play it out, and field
Yeah.
reinforcements to give me a card draw. But nothing I could play it 2-1 in day one. What about you? What did you have as your starting hand?
So I drew into a gargoyle, an Ortus Signet, a conscription, a rallying cry, a rallying call, a field reinforcements, and another gargoyle.
Yeah, Gargoyle's kind of an interesting pick as well. I guess you wanted to be able to progress early.
I just really like gargoyles and tengus. I
I
think those cards are
Gargoyle
severely underrated.
Well, I think a lot of people play them. I just don't know if for Gulrang, because your Gulrang wants to slow play, but I guess in this case, since we're both trying to slow play, going ahead may be useful.
Right. So what I was counting on was the ascend.
Mm.
That's what I was counting on. Was
Ah,
like even if we were tied, because again, token generation is the name of the game. So I was fully expecting that if we were going to be able to tie, because in a lot of cases you can, gargoyles would help, and because you can do target expedition. It
hmm
doesn't have to be the expedition that it's played in.
nice. So what did you end up keeping in hand?
So I kept a gargoyle, a conscription, and a field reinforcements because I was like, the Order Signet's not really going to do me a
hmm
lot of good here. And the rallying call would have been fine, like if you would have had something, but
Yeah,
I thought I could get better value out of the field reinforcements because it had cooldown and the conscription.
yeah. I think you and I thought exactly the same, and that is exactly what you played as your first card: field reinforcements. Enjoy.
Yeah,
What
dude,
did you
the
what did
amount of stuff.
yeah What did you
Oh,
draw?
let's actually figure it out because I am slow and forgot that I was on the play here. Let's see. So I played out the conscription because here's the thing. The fun part is that we're both gonna get the token and the draw. I actually drew into an Ortis Attorney,
Oh, nice.
so that would have been yeah, that would have been awesome. And then again, picking aside because it doesn't really matter. Like up until you
No,
get 8 mana, where you put your tokens
no.
absolutely does not
No,
matter.
it doesn't. Unless the other person has something. So I just put it on the other side just for the sake of it.
Yeah,
And I did. I picked up a charge. I'm like useful for mid to late game, not useful at all in the beginning of the game.
yeah, not usually what you want to see for the
hmm
beginning.
So I actually got rid of my charge with the next two cards because I ended up drawing a Brassbug Hub and an Abbey. I'm like, oh, now I'm
Nice.
really playing. The cards that I have in hand are basically what I want to do. Um,
Yeah.
so very
So yeah, so
interesting.
you put to mana the charge.
hmm
So I ended up drawing into an Ortis Trooper and another conscription.
hmm
And
And
so I think let's see. Yeah, I ended up just putting putting a conscription in because I was like, 2 in this scenario. I've got 1 spell in hand, 3 characters in hand.
mhm.
I think I'm good with the conscriptions.
So you had one conscription in hand, and
Yeah,
and
because you have
then
to remember, I kept the conscription and the gargoyle from my opening hand, and then I drew into another one.
now this is what I did because I ended up playing Messick Tet first on my turn purely because I'm like, well, you're just going to have token generation. I did not assume you would have a lot of cards, and you're like, well, there you go. I'm going to just might as well play Gargoyle,
Yeah.
get a 1-0 advance, and then you still had 2 resources remaining. Choosing to make the other one, I guess I don't. It doesn't matter which one you made. Ascendant because I couldn't
Because
play
this
anything out.
yeah, exactly. It did not matter in this scenario. And then yeah, playing out the
Orders
Orders
Trooper.
Trooper.
You're playing. It's almost like you're playing a Sigismar build right now. This is just
See,
Sigis
I think
staples.
see that was the funny thing because, half of this deck is kind of like that,
Yeah,
but then the other half is absolute just like so many
like a
tokens. You're going to
wall.
be getting
Yeah.
so many tokens.
Wow, and you get this
So,
this 2-0 advance, and I'm like, oh no. But at the same
yeah.
time, I'm like, this actually bodes well for me because the very next day I'm going to start with 2/2/2 on either side, thanks to my Messick Tet. And I chose the common rather than the rare because my assumption was you're going to
Slow
have token.
play.
No, you were going to have token generation, and therefore I'm like, well, if
Oh,
I
that's
play it out
fair.
early, you're not going to win that side anyway. I
Yeah.
did not expect a 2-0 at all. I ended up drawing a field reinforcement
Oh,
and a teamwork training. I'm like, all these cards have been really, really good. I'm just not progressing.
yeah.
So I ended up getting rid of the. I should have probably kept that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's surprising.
because for me, my mindset is like I just need card draw. I need card draw. I need cards in hand. I need to be able to set up my board. And part of the reason I
Yeah.
did this is by doing it, it meant that I could keep on pressuring you in the late game because I had so much more access to cards available to me. And
Yeah.
here, what you did is I basically set up
Well,
my
dang,
board
hold
state.
on. You're going too fast, man. I didn't even tell you what I drew.
Oh, I saw. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no,
Oh,
because here's the thing. So I drew into an Ortis Signet and the Zaratan.
ooh, you Zaratan.
And guess what I kept?
The Zaratan?
I kept the Zaratan. So I
That's
ended up
early.
yeah, I know, trust
Okay.
me. So I put the initial conscription that I had kept from from my first hand.
Yeah.
I put that to mana because I was like, this is end game. Like
Yeah.
this is where I want to be. So yeah, so and then I play out the Ortis Attorney after you played out or after you get your
No.
Messick Tet stuff, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
nonsense.
So you played it, and I'm like, well, do I? This is the question that I had is like, well, you're not progressing. I'm not progressing. What are you going to do with your last 2 resources? I kind of have to figure out a way to block you so that you're going to get a card draw, but I'm not going to be able to do much more than that.
Right, yeah. Because
S
in this scenario, all I care about is card draw.
mhm. And you're
That's
going to get
all I
two
care
card
about.
draws this turn. One from the attorney because you're on forest, so you can't progress,
Yep.
and then also from your field reinforcement. Actually, field reinforcement you couldn't because you're not behind or tied, so you just did the draw.
I have to pick one or the I have to pick one
Hmm.
or the other. Yeah. And again, it wouldn't have mattered because Gulrang and tokens.
Yeah,
So like
exactly.
getting
I'm
the
like,
token doesn't help me here.
now there are some cards you can use in Gulrang that reduce the tokens,
Right.
um, but not something that I had. My question, and I'm like, I might as well use this card to get another card draw, because I had the ability of having some things, and I draw another great
Oh,
card. I draw another Gift of Self.
yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, the amount of card draw that I don't have versus because here's the thing. Two's not a lot, but when you have zero card draw, other than like field reinforcements, gift itself is huge. There's
Yeah.
so much cards.
But on the other side, you've been able to get draws through your Ordis Attorney, at least this day.
Right, and that's why I got that. It's kind of like this is the same thought process that I had with Arjun. Is that like, well, if I'm not going to be advancing, I might as well get a benefit out of it
Hmm.
anyway,
Agreed.
right?
That's smart play. Now, I get another license withdrawal, and I got an Aegis
So
Templar that I drew up this time.
here's what's funny. I drew a license withdrawal off of
Oh.
the conscription. I drew another license withdrawal off of the Ortis Attorney. And then
See,
on my draw, I draw into an Ortis Trooper and an Aegis Templar. So I've
wow.
got 3 spells and 3 characters in hand, plus the 2 in reserve. So in
Nice.
my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to pitch the Ortis Trooper because everything else is going to give me so much more value, in my
Hmm.
opinion. What? Yeah, and you ended up pitching the license with no.
I got
Did
rid of
you
one license
actually?
withdrawal. I kept
Oh,
one and got because I had two, so I'm like, I'll get rid of one. Um,
okay, yeah. I
Now,
mean,
is that the right move? Potentially not, but you're not playing permanents. What kind of Gulrang deck doesn't play permanents?
that's. I mean, I had 4 permanents in the deck. That's the crazy part. I had
Yeah.
4 permanents in the deck.
So
I'm actually surprised that you chose now to start using the Keylon counters, though.
I I guess yeah, you're right. I probably didn't need to use one of them, but what it allowed me to do was to be able to gift of self. Because I'm like, I've got a
Oh,
character, I can
that's
basically
fair.
get rid. Anyway, that's my thought process, and you can see that's what I did on turn one. Is
Yeah, because
okay,
I didn't know you had the knowing now that you have the gift of self, like
yeah.
as an omniscient viewer, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
Drawing, are you kidding me?
So things are going
Ugh.
looking pretty good, even though I'm two behind, and we're
What did you
still at
draw off the
six
gift
though.
of self?
So I drew a Axiom Signet, and I drew the Chrysalis. The Chrysalis once again, it's the one that I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But anyway, that is what I had.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad though.
No,
Like
like things are
honestly,
looking pretty good for me.
yeah. So I played out a license withdrawal.
So you play the license withdrawal straight away as your first
Yeah.
play, knowing that I'm not going to progress. And my wish here is I should have kept both of my Messick Tets on day one, but I
I mean,
didn't.
look, either way, you're getting value out of your permanents.
I am.
So yeah. So I get rid of that message check because I'm like, we're about to hit 8 mana, and I'm like, I cannot let this continue.
Yeah. I did smart. You're like, because
So
I had tokens out, you knew I wasn't going to progress. You didn't have any, yeah, unless you wanted to play a character to beat me, there was no risk to you. Um,
exactly.
so I ended up playing out
Yeah.
my Chrysalis out so it could be out on day 7, and then I can use it to exhaust a card when it comes into reserve when you have 8
hmm
mana. Um, but once again, you're playing out the same card again to get another card draw. Oh,
Yeah. Might as look while it's there, you might as well use it, right?
yeah. And right now you have got card advantage, which I don't. So you really turned the table on that day. So day 4 really changed in terms of the outlook of what do I have
Yeah.
and what do you have. Um,
Yeah. And here's where this gets real funny. Is so I had the Ortis Attorney out, right? So I drew off of Ortis Attorney another Ortis Attorney. And then on the draw, I drew into an Abbey and an Aegis Templar. So now that I have the Abbey and the Zartan in hand, my master plan is coming to fruition. You
mhm.
know?
And there's my license withdrawal, waiting to see what you're going to do because like
Yeah,
eventually I could use it for something. I am going to use
yeah,
my one token, knowing because I've got the Aegis, the Axiom Signet, and Abbey in hand. I can always bump it back up.
yeah. That's true. I ended up pitching my Ortis Signet for mana because I
Oh,
was
okay.
just like, "What's the point? Like, I'm good here. I'm sitting so pretty. All of these. So just for everybody as a reminder, I have a Zaratan, a license withdrawal, 2 Aegis Templars, an Ortis Attorney, and an Abbey in hand.
Nice.
I am sitting on top of the world. I'm so happy with like my hand at this point in time.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is if I saw your hand, I didn't know your gameplay, I'd be like, I have no idea what he's trying to do. It would take me a while because it's so
You're like, what is this guy
because it's
doing?
so different, and that's what's
Yeah,
great about this is like you can make a lot of builds work, but you have to be consistent in your approach. You have to be consistent in trying to basically lay out and then execute your game plan. So you ended up playing it in the same side again, so you can get another card draw. So
yep.
jeez, Louise.
Might as well. Look, if
Oh.
you got smoke if you got him, right? Like you might as well.
Yeah, and now this is where you license withdrawal my my bug out.
Yeah. I was like, no, we can't keep doing this.
No,
This
and I'm like,
is getting
okay,
frustrating.
I'll just bring out another one.
We'll
Bring
do it
another one.
again.
Now I had hoped that would have had my second Messictet in my hand. In
Yeah, that
this
would have
case,
been
because that'd been
wild.
great. I'm like, okay, you've got rid of 2 of your license withdrawals. I may be okay in the future in that you may not draw the last one. But there was no point doing anything further. You're going to get
Yeah,
another card
yeah.
draw. And boy, you said you didn't have card draw, but you've been able to draw 3 times already from not advancing.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's brilliant. It's brilliant because it's I'm not advanced either. Look, I have really stayed in my companion and hero zone from the get-go. I have not moved. But right now is when we'll be activating. I get rid of the Aegis Templar, which in my mind go, maybe I should have kept it because it is a
Yeah.
fantastic after you. But I
Yeah.
chose not to, and I had another hub to be able to bring out. Sorry, it is
Gosh, are you
hub
kidding
to
me?
bring out.
This is
Mm,
so stupid. So, fun fact, I from off of the Ortis Attorney, I ended up drawing a mobile armory,
nice.
and then for turn, drawing my third Aegis Templar and another license withdrawal.
Okay, so you
So
that
I
this
have
is your
drawn
you've drawn
every
all your
single
license
bit of
withdrawals.
removal that I have asked
Yeah.
for. Like
Ugh.
I it is wild. This kind of like the kind of draws that I'm seeing right now are just absolutely nuts. So I end up pitching an Aegis Templar because I'm just like, yeah, everything else is so good.
Yeah.
The mobile armory, granted, isn't necessarily going to help me a lot in terms of the defender part of it, but 2 2 2 for one. Yeah, of course I'm going to
hmm
keep that.
Absolutely. And on the other side, I start the day with 333. This is a question that I like. I question what I did. If I'm playing this again, I never bring out my permanents that don't give me an ability till the very end, just so that way, if you were to remove something, you're not removing, in this case, the one with 3 triggers, you remove the one with two.
Yeah.
Just a learning for me. It's not what I played. You slow play it a little bit on me, bringing out your
Yeah,
armory.
because here's the thing is that Gulrang is so much about slow playing
hmm
until you hit 8. And then the minute you hit 8, you open the floodgates. Like the whole idea is that if you can block and draw all the way up for 6 days, no, was it 5 days? If you can do that for 5 days and have 5 cards in hand, you are in a position of power.
Yeah, and I'm still feeling confident, which is funny. You and I both feel confident with our gameplay. I'm okay being behind. I've got access to a lot of stuff. I play
Yeah,
my
field
field
reinforcements
reinforcements,
right here.
and I draw
So
a
good.
mobile armory, which is great. And then I'm like, I'm gonna just keep blocking your side so I can be a little bit further ahead, just to see what you've got, knowing that the Ordis Attorney may give you another card draw,
Yep.
and you ended up playing it
And
out.
wouldn't you believe it? Playing the Ortis Attorney.
Four, that's another card draw for you. I'm like, oh well, I might as well see what I've got. I will progress. Now, the problem that I did by playing that mobile armory though is it actually meant I could not play anything else. You didn't know this. You think I may have a 2 cost or less in hand, but
I
I
did. I genuinely thought that you had something for 2 that
yeah.
you could have played.
So in this case, you progress and I progress. I'm like, I'm okay with this because it means that you're still ahead of me and you don't get the card draw.
Correct. Yeah. And here's the thing though, like at this point in my head, I'm like all I care about is advancing because this is what I've learned about Gulrang
hmm
is that if you have a two-side lead, right? You can win the game. Like there's no
Yeah.
question about it. If you can maintain a one-side lead the whole game for the rest of it off of a two expedition advantage, you can win.
Yeah.
All you have to do is focus one side. That's it.
Yeah, so what did you draw then to help you? And you've got a lot. 7 cards in hand is great. 6 if you mana, which I
Yeah.
assume you will.
Yeah, of course I did. Off of that, so you have to remember I had 5 cards in hand. So I had
hmm
the 2 Aegis Templars, Abby, Zartan Still, and the License Draw. I draw into another Ortis Attorney and my Sinisa.
Of
So
course
my
you did.
last Ortis Attorney finally comes out. I actually maned the Ortis Attorney.
Yeah, right now you're like, you need to progress because you're at 8, right? You don't care. It
Exactly,
doesn't
yeah.
give you the
Like I have
benefit.
no intention of not progressing.
Nice. So you end up doing that. I end up manning my Chrysalis. As I said, this card just didn't feel right in the way that I wanted to play. I did actually
And the
use,
fact that you draw into a Valamon is absolutely and utterly disgusting.
yeah, the
Like
Valamon's
I was
great,
not
but I didn't
expecting
want to.
that.
I did not want to play it on day one. I needed to wait till the next day so it becomes gigantic. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is okay. I'm gonna be able to get 333 worth of stats again. A lot of stats out there for only 2 resources. I've got 666. I'm doing pretty happy right now. Um,
Yeah,
then
that's insane.
then you
Paying
play
2
out
for 6 is
Sinisa. So
So nuts.
Sinisa, because of the mobile armory rare that's out there, loses its defender, but it didn't matter. Actually, you could not have played that if you did not have the mobile armory because it would have
Correct.
stopped you from progressing. So you were great that it was actually out. Um,
Yeah, that was a stroke of luck that I was not expecting. Like being able to play out the common Sinisa like, and here was the main point is that I could have taken out the geysers, right? And I could have gone rare Sinisas, I could have gone gift of selves, I could have gone anything like that. But the thing was is that in this specific case, I think I wanted to play common Sinisa only because I excuse me, I wasn't really necessarily concerned about that token coming off of Sinisa
mhm.
as much as like the rest of the game plan that I had. Looking back, I probably should have cared about it a little more, but it was the defender that concerned me a lot. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not planning on playing from behind a lot, if I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest.
And that's one of the reasons I try not to play defender cards is like if things don't line up appropriately in the expedition you need to play it in, you can't progress.
Yeah.
Like it's great if you're behind because or if you have mobile armories like you did. So it worked out for you though. On my
Yeah, that's why I
side,
normally play 3. That's why I normally play 3 mobile armories because having the ability to get rid of defender because people see Gulrang and they're like, "Oh, they're not going to be advancing." They're not expecting a mobile armory to just get rid a rare mobile armory to get rid of
hmm
defender. It's
yeah,
such a good card.
and that allows you to get the progression, a very
Yeah.
cheap progression. I'm like, I'm gonna go on the other side uh, for now just to see what you end up playing. So now we're even on 6 mana each available. That lets you then play your next card, which you
Yep,
scout.
and now we're slow playing.
Yeah, another slow play. Look at you.
See, I've learned my lesson. And then this is where I actually start to get frustrated. I'm like, this is not going to be good for me. Um
So
so
yeah, I ended up playing the Axiom Signet, so I could basically beat you, or not beat you, force you to play another card. But I'm able to then get one of my lot more value out of my brass bug hubs. But on the other
yeah,
side, like you told me you had a license withdrawal, so I'm a little worried, and that's
I
exactly
will
what you
say
play.
I was so surprised that you didn't discard the mobile armory.
It's just a one cost.
You're correct, but it would have kept me from advancing no matter what I did.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think of that. That's a good thing. So if I had got rid of that, then you would have become defender. You wouldn't have been able to progress no matter what. Um,
Correct.
but yeah, I just didn't think. I didn't think, to be honest. That's so
Well, because here's the thing, nobody really thinks about it.
no,
So that's why I was like, I wonder if he knows enough.
no. I didn't
And
even
so
think of
that's why
that.
I was like, I was so scared that you were gonna get rid of the mobile armory. I was like sweating at that point.
Yeah, well, I didn't. So you get rid. I'm assuming you got rid of the one with the most tokens, the most. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely, I
basically
did.
just wasted the
It
Axiom
felt
Signet.
so good, dude. I was so
But
happy.
at least like looking at it now, you forced me to play out the Abbey so I could make sure I get the 2-for-1 progression.
Hmm. Now
And
this is where I start to get nervous because I was like, crap, he has the same idea that I have um, with the Abbeys. And so from there, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna win. I don't have enough. I had enough mana to scout out another Aegis Templar,
yeah,
but at this point, I'm like, there's no point in trying to play catch up.
hmm
I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm just gonna take my loss and keep my extra card in hand and keep the Aegis Templar down and
yeah,
just see what happens, right? So I immediately lose the advantage that I had.
yeah. Now I'm ahead, and I'm like, this is not actually. I don't mind being ahead because I didn't have Mesectet. I have not
Right.
invested in Mesectet, but now I'm like, I think I'm sitting pretty. I ended up. This is when I drew the Flore. It's too late. Fiore.
Hmm.
Fiore is only valuable in this matchup as a mirror match before the person has 7 mana, before they have 8. And that's
Yeah.
because I'll play it on a side that you're playing tokens. I get rid of my tokens and progress.
Yes.
But
Yeah. Absolutely. I ended up drawing into a geyser and an open the gates.
oh, Geyser's good though. You have the
Yeah.
potential.
So in this exact scenario, the way that my brain was thinking was, I think I'm going to pitch the geyser because there's nothing really here that really matters for that. But what I really really cared about was the ramp.
Hmm.
And so I ended up pitching the Aegis Templar to mana,
Oh,
and I
nice.
kept the geyser.
Now, and what I did here is probably I played it on this side to force you to play out your Sinisa and get kind of. I should have done it the other side. I should have let you win the Sinisa side so that the mobile armory would go away.
Hmm.
But no, I decided to just double up on the companion side, thinking I'm going to be okay. Kind of doing your little sneaky after you by bringing out
Yeah,
the
you
Aegis
might as
Templar.
well. And then I immediately open the gates.
Jeez.
Just immediately just slam it down.
Yeah.
Just, full send it. I mean, I've got
A-
10 mana. I can
a-
play it twice.
And you played them all on the same side.
Yep. Absolutely I did. Oh, it felt so good to do that too.
Yeah, and
Then
I
you
had
play out your Aegis Templar,
yep.
and then
And
guess
here
what?
so I did this on this side to say, are you going to put one on the hero side and the rest on the companion side? And if you do, my Valamon will get me to win one side.
Correct.
Because I don't know if you knew I don't think you
I
expected
did
a
not.
Valamon.
I
Yeah.
was not expecting Valamon. I saw that and immediately my stomach dropped because I was like, "Are you kidding me? Four for 5 stats and gigantic."
Yeah,
I was like, "This card should not exist."
but you play it in a way that I don't like. See, for me, I shouldn't have played the Valamon if I played the Valamon. I'm going to see if I did. Yeah, I should not have played the Valamon. I should have played Abby because
Yeah,
Abby would have let me win, and I would have kept that the Valamon in hand. Right, I would
yeah.
have still won one side. It was just a dumb play. Didn't think. It's
Well,
playing on
I
my
don't know
phone. Playing
because
on my phone, I make so many mistakes.
so here's the thing. I think you did make the right play because I'll talk about this before after this. So here's the thing, right? Is that I don't think Abby would have done that much for you in this specific scenario.
But I would have won because all my tokens would have got a boost, and I would have been able to beat you on one side. I wouldn't have won on the other. But I showed
Right.
my hand. I showed you that I had a
That's
Valamon.
that's true. That's a good point. Okay, that's the point that needs to be made
Mm,
then. Yes. So then from there, I just pass. Like I have the two
yeah.
things. I have all my sides. I pass. I draw into a rallying call and another Zaratan. So I've got both of the Zaratans that I
Oh,
have in this deck
jeez
in hand.
Louise. See, and
But
me,
I pitched
I
the
had license
Zaratan.
withdrawal. I picked the license withdrawal. I'm like, okay, you're. I ended up getting rid of one license withdrawal, and that's a mistake. I should have got rid of the Chrysalis purely because I could have played out the license withdrawals if needed. Um,
Yeah.
but either way, I'm still sitting okay because I've got things on the board while you don't, and my whole focus is I'm just going to go on one side, win on one side. I'm ahead. Can I do it?
Yeah. So here's the fun part though, is that I don't know if you heard me. I actually pitched the second Zaratan.
Yeah, because
I
you oh
put that to mana.
no.
Because I have a rallying call, and so here's the you'll see the master plan coming to fruition. But so here's my current hand state, right? Is that I have a Zartan, an Abbey, a Geyser, and a rallying call.
Sheesh.
I don't know if you see the formula that's currently brewing in my mind, but it's there and it's coming. So of course, I'm not gonna play out my hand at all,
Mm-mm.
right?
No.
I'm gonna play the Sinisa, and we're gonna see what happens, right?
Yeah, and here I actually thought I'm like I got this just by this play. I bring out the Valamon, um, and I also bring it out to say if you're going to get rid of it, I can bring Sinisa on the so I can do. Um, I've got enough to win.
Yes.
Okay, you play out Rallying Call as a slow play. You got a few
Yeah,
slow plays. This is good. This
yeah,
is good.
figured I might as well do that, right? Because I'm trying to get you to reveal your yeah, so just like that.
And I get
I'm
rid of
trying to get you to reveal your hand.
yeah, and I get rid of your license withdrawal because my mind goes, can I win both sides? I might be able to get the victory right now.
And of course, so you play the license withdrawal, and then of course I have to respond, and I play out the geyser. Now, granted, this is not the way that I wanted it to go down, right? I did not want to put that Valamon back to hand. But in a very desperate scenario like this, I was like, I need the ramp. I need to be able to do this. So I pitched the Valamon,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember what. Let's see, what did you do? Oh, that's right, because you played out the Chrysalis.
Which is just stupid. I should have played
Yeah.
out the Abbey. Like,
Well, no, because I see the thought process, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, I can save the Abbey for one more turn for when it really matters.
no,
Right.
see, the problem is, and this is me not thinking, is Abbey would have allowed me to bump up the Brass Bug hub. When it's 0 counters, the Abbey doesn't allow me to get it up.
Oh, that's true.
No joke
No,
there.
that's
No,
a
no
good
pun
point.
intended at all.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's one I didn't think about.
So, and I'm like, but at the same time, my mind at the time was going, let me play this out. I'll have characters for next day
Yeah.
that are going to be strong. But I
Yeah,
could have
so-
gone
and
for the
then-
win.
Well, and here's the fun part is that I'm moving on water, and you and the Aegis Templar coming in so clutch
Yeah, because
to be able to barely advance me
yeah,
on water.
if I had played the Abbey, I would have won.
Yeah.
I don't know what you had in hand. If you had a 3 cost or less, you could have probably matched me. But the Abbey would have allowed me
I
to
had
win.
an Abbey. I had an Abbey in
Okay,
hand.
so we would have drawn.
Yeah.
But
In
I
that specific scenario, it would not have helped me at all.
so did not play well, played the wrong card, but I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead.
That is true.
Um,
And you have stuff on the field,
I do. I'm gonna have
which is not good for me.
lots of stuff on the field.
So, and here's what I'll say. This is the culmination of years of being impatient and wanting to win and being a sore loser. I was like, I drew my hand, I drew my cards, and I'm not even kidding. I remember specifically how this played out. You ready? I was in a meeting. I was looking at because I was playing on my phone. I was playing on my
In a
phone. I
meeting?
had my phone out. I was in a meeting, and I genuinely drew this, and I was like, "Do I have enough mana? Can I do everything that I want?" Because here's the thing: look at what I have on the field right now. Look at what I have on field. Look
No.
at what I have in my reserve.
Yeah.
I have a 1 cost for Rallying Call.
Mm-hmm.
I have Zaratan for 5. That's 6. I have Abbey for 3. That's 9. And I draw into a Mobile Armory and a Gargoyle.
Nice.
That's 12 mana. I'm not even kidding. I counted and then recounted and then counted again
just
in
to make sure.
triplicate. I was like, I counted 6 times because I was like, do I have enough mana? Do I have enough mana to actually pull this off?
Yeah, and on
No,
my
I
side,
did not mana.
I didn't count properly. I miscounted because I
Yeah.
forgot about paying 1 for Brass Bug Hub.
Yeah, so I was like, that's why I was like, I need to count everything. I've never been more an accountant in my entire life. I was like, I need to have a count and a recount
Yeah.
and a recount, and then make sure that the recounts have recounts. It was wild.
So this is what I should have played, and this is the way I should have done it. I should
Yeah.
have exhausted your rallying call.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I would have played my other characters out. But
Yeah.
it was not what I did. I ended up playing Valamon first.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is by playing that out, that I waste the Chrysalis because it's a defender,
Yeah.
right? And which is why I will not play this card again.
Well, here's the thing. I should have saved the rallying call for like something else when it for
Mhm.
example the gargoyle when it came out. The problem is that I knew that you had the exhaust and I was like I cannot it comes down to the
Yeah.
wire and I was like I cannot
Yeah.
miss this opportunity. So I was like, you know what? A boost is a boost no matter where it goes. I'm just going to hit the trooper and just live my life.
Yeah, and in this case, like I'm like because I didn't have the brass bug token, I could only get these. But I'm like I'm looking pretty here right now. 999, 12, 11, 12 against 333. No,
Yeah, that was wild.
oh, you play.
I'm like genuinely I was doing more math than I have done since college.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done more math in my entire life, and I was a physics major at one point in my life. You have to remember that I did so much math during my initial year of college
Yeah.
that I vowed never to do math that complicated again. And I think this was approaching that level.
So
And you're about to see why.
yeah, and the thing here is, so what I did is I played the wrong card. Honestly, I'm just like I played the wrong
Yeah.
card. I had to play Ordis Liaison. I don't know why I clicked. I don't know if it was a misclick and I clicked it and I messaged you saying, "What the heck?" I may have been reading it and played it because it makes no sense that I'd play the 2 cost over the 4 when the 4 would have given me every other character boosted, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't. It's not what I did. It's what I played. And you're like, sure.
Yeah. So I play out because I had to do such precise math in this moment.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what can I play on this side to get me what I need? And then what can I do on the other side? Because here was the math, right? I've got 3 stats and you've got how much? You've got 14, 13, 14 hero side and 999 and I've
Yeah.
got 10 mana open.
Yeah, if I had played it the other way, I'm assuming. Let me see. Instead of getting a 2/2/2 defender, which wouldn't help me, it would have been 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been 6, 6, 6 additional stats. Sorry, 2 more. Wherever I play this, I would. Yeah, you'll probably still beat me because I can't remember how much you.
Right. So we'll do the math here in a second. So I played out the Zartan finally. My thing is that I have to play the Abbey last.
Yep.
That the Abbey is the last thing that I have to play. So I end up doing this. So what I ended up doing was I played out the Zartan and I gave myself the Woolly back, I believe.
Yes, you did.
Because in this scenario,
See now.
or no, sorry. So first off, I played out the Gargoyle. So I played out the Gargoyle first, and then the Zaratan, and then gave myself the Woolly back.
Yeah.
So that was in the effort to get everything out. In retrospect, I don't know if it would have helped, but I could have technically scouted the Abbey and then played it out.
No, you wouldn't
Because
have
you
enough
had passed
resources.
at this point.
But you didn't have enough resources because Abby costs 1 and 3. If you scout
No,
it,
it's 2 and 3. So if I would not have played the Gargoyle, that's what I'm
Sorry.
saying. If I would not have played the Gargoyle,
yes, then you could have.
yeah. So, but here's the thing: is that I thought that I was getting more stats off of. I was thinking initial like card stats and not like aggregate stats. I was not thinking about the overall stats. So
And then
played out the Zartan, give myself the Woolak, and then play out the Abbey.
and then you
because
get the win because of your boosting.
because
Yeah.
because of the oh no, that's why I did it, because I needed the Ascend, because I was tying you exactly
No,
on
you beat me
the hero side
yeah,
at that point.
No, you beat me the moment that the augment occurs. So you haven't augmented yet.
Well,
So,
right, but so that's what I was saying is like I forgot about the augment. I was thinking about pure stats.
And now you're augmenting, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, and then I would have augmented, and then
And you augment 4 times, 4 additional
Yep.
stats. You may have still won if I had not played that out, because I wouldn't have been defender.
because what does Ordis Attorney specifically say?
So Ordis Liaison, each other character you control gains 1 boost. No, actually, I think I may have won.
Yeah, that would have done it, because
but-
every character would have gained an extra boost.
Yeah, no, actually. But if you had not played the Gargoyle and you played Abby twice, you would have won.
Yeah.
So we both made a few mistakes here, but congratulations, Nick. You're ahead on the curve right now. 3-2.
Oh,
Congratulations. How does it feel? There's a lot of learning from my
like I
end.
said, I was throwing up in my mouth the whole time that last day, because I was like, I'm gonna lose. This is where I lose. I'm a Gulrang player. I have been the Gulrang hype man for what, 6 months at this point.
Easy.
And I was like, if I lose Gulrang, I lose all credibility.
Well, I'll let you bask in this. Thank you for joining us. This has been really
Yeah.
fun just to go through some different ways of playing it. It may not be your traditional way of playing Gulrang, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll let you go in this outro video with your victory.
Yes, sir. Here we go. 3-2. I'm finally beating Chile at something. I'll take the win. I will take my current above the curve of Chile, and I will walk away happy.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, sir.